Hey friends, we are now going to jump into the lighting unit, but this time we're using our Greenway Court Theater instead of some previous templates that I had offered in past versions of this module. So I have brought in the ground plan from Greenway Court. It looks a little different probably from what we drafted before. There's only 2 rows of seats on the side. None of that is going to really matter. For your process, I would probably turn off your scenery layer so that it doesn't get in your way. But you can continue with the same file you've already been working in on this project. And you're going to go to the lighting positions layer. That's what we're going to work on. You should also have in your original Greenway Court drafting file, the DWG file that you brought in, you should have some positions. Some lighting positions are indicated, but they don't probably have any vertical height to them, right? And if you look over here in the section view, they're not drawn. So I'm going to give you a slightly better version of what I received. What I received was this really kind of janky sketch of the lighting plan with handwritten height measurements attached to it. I'm going to actually give you a copy of my drafting. So this is a light plot that I drew in this space, and I've written in red the heights of these various lighting positions. Okay, you can also zoom in on this PDF, and I can print it out for you at full scale when I come in tomorrow. So you can zoom in on this and see the names of the various lighting positions, those attached to the actual lighting positions in Vectorworks. Okay, so the nice thing about that is that then that identifying information will also attach to the lighting that you put on it. So this lighting fixture will know that it's on for elec. That's automatically assigned as its position home. But in any case, in these red boxes are the heights of all these various positions. And you'll also find that they have names. So you can sort of trace through all of that as you work on this project. And a hard copy, again, I'll make one available to you so that's a little easier for you to follow. We're now going to add that lighting pipe to our drawing. And we're going to do that in, see how there's like a, make sure you're in Tools, Workspaces, Spotlight, right? Spotlight is the one that you want. And then you can come over here to this little picture of a rigging tool, a little truss box. That's the rigging tool set. And within it, there are a whole bunch of different truss options, but lighting pipe is the most basic thing that we're adding, okay? There are a bunch of different options for how this would be inserted. You can have it have a polyline or a straight line, and also a fixed length pipe if that's what you want to do. I'm just going to leave it in polyline insertion mode because I don't really care. I'm not super worried about it. I am going to zoom in and snap to the center, right? So I have show snap others so that I can snap to the center of the DWG file where that ground plan view is. And I'm going to then zoom out and zoom in and snap to that center on the other end, right? I then double click, and now I've created a brand new lighting pipe on top of the existing pipe, right? Gives me a pipe length. It has an index number, right, which is the position, and then it has a position name, which we can add to it, which will be 6 high. A location, we drew the pipe as a double line. The render profile is round. You have tick marks showing, right? So every 18 inches, there's a tick mark. You do not have to have that, right? You can have nothing, and then it just looks like a pipe, right? It depends on what you prefer in your drawing. So I'm going to just leave it nothing in order to differentiate the one I've just added from the ones existing in the drawing, okay? So that's my first lighting pipe, right? It's on the lighting positions class in the lighting positions layer, okay? It does need a Z height, and that's where that 15 foot 5 inches comes in. So now I have a lighting pipe at 15 feet, 5 inches, right? Up in space, just like it would be IRL. I can then go through and change all of these, replace all of these existing grid pipes with lighting pipes as exist here, right? And create all of my lighting positions. So that's your first step coming into this project. And once you've done that, we'll come back and start hanging fixtures. So now that you've added all of these lighting pipes, our next step is going to be to convert them into hanging positions. And you'll notice actually in your resource manager, there's a little bit of mess already happening, right? If you scroll down through this file, and it may be, you know, somewhere hidden in this DXF DWG section, right? We already have a whole bunch of random like pipes and lighting positions and 2D, 3D symbols, right? These were all imported as part of the project when we imported the DWG file. I'm going to just delete them all, and I'm going to delete them completely, and that will hopefully help us sort of clean up a little bit of the mess, right? Like I don't actually need all of these labels, although they're lovely, because I'm going to come through and actually clean up the whole drawing, right? So I'm going to just get rid of all of these existing lighting pipes and things and stuff, right? Delete these symbols completely. Okay, great. So that clears out things that previously existed from that DWG file. You still have a bunch of other things, right? You still have a default label legend and title block styles and all that other stuff that just came as part of the project. But now you don't have lingering lighting positions from before. So now that we have lighting pipes, the next step is to actually convert them into hanging positions, right? So a lighting pipe and a hanging position are very similar, but not quite the same. And we're going to use our powers of conversion, right, to name them. These are all indexes 6 elect, but that's not what they are. Only this one even had a position name, right? And so the rest of them you'll name as you go. So we're going to go to Spotlight and Conversion, Convert to Hanging Position. And this is going to be the 6 electric high. We're going to use the symbol geometry, turn it into that version of itself, okay? You can move this label around if you want to with the little text box moves, so you can place it where it makes the most sense. You can also rotate it if you need to, right? So you can rotate that. So the next step would be then and you can use my plot as a reference, to label and name all of your hanging positions as you convert them, right? So the next one down will be the 5th electric. That's this guy. Spotlight. Object conversion, convert to hanging position. I hit Shift 5, right? Okay, use geometry. And then I might tweak the position of that label, right? So you'll want to go through now and convert all of your pipes, your lighting pipes, see it says lighting pipe up here, into actually hanging positions, okay? The reason being that there are a whole bunch of additional features that are unlocked once it's a hanging position instead of just a lighting pipe, and that lets you select objects or change the trim height of the system. All of that kind of stuff can now happen in terms of data management around the lights that are placed on that position. So I'll let you go through all of that, and then once you have all of those positions converted into hanging positions, you're ready to start putting in some lights. All right, cool. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video.